Are we on? Are we live? Yes, we're live.
We are.
Sploosh indeed. Hello there, everybody. It is Monday, the 15th of April, 2024. We're halfway through. I mean, so we are nearly a quarter. We're halfway through. We're nearly quarter of the way through the year.
That's insane. No. Hold on. A third. We're already more than a quarter. Right?
We're nearly a third. We're more than a quarter through the year. We're nearly a third. Wait, I can do maths.
No, I was just, I was like, wait, hold on. Math. There. It took me a moment.
Yes, I was thinking, no, I got that right. It was one of the two. If you've got a 50% chance of getting something right, you've got a 90% chance of getting it wrong, in my experience.
Fair.
As everybody can see, for the moment, it is Erica and myself. Ember will be joining us momentarily. I think she said she was going to be a bit late. I can't remember.
Yes.
She was wherefores.
I think wrapping something up.
And we'll wait for her before we do cards because I've got that new. So I've got two new Oracle decks. I've got the one that I've shown Erica, one which I'm a bit lukewarm about. The art is amazing. The interpretations, not so much. And because I was so disappointed with it, I immediately ordered another one, which arrived today.
Yay!
So, one of the cards in that deck is Cinnamon Buns.
That is fantastic.
Makes me happy. Cinnamon Buns writing letters, just having so I think I'm probably going to go for using that one today, but we'll wait for other people.
Yeah.
How about yourself? What you been up to?
We got my car running this morning. We think that was that tomorrow? I think a year ago tomorrow, or it could be the 19th. I can't remember. I got into a really bad car accident. Like a drunk driver hit me.
Oh no.
It was a hit and run. They got her. It was not lovely. So then I got a new, it was a different vehicle because mine was totaled. But it has some quirks. And it was older. And so the vehicle that got wrecked had I could hook my phone up to it and have directions like on a bigger screen. So I wasn't like watching directions on my phone screen really tiny. And this vehicle is older and didn't have that. So we purchased an aftermarket stereo and had it installed, and we're thinking that something happened when that got installed, and it's like drawing power from the battery.
Oh,
so
right. Okay.
If it does not get started between Thursday night when I get home and Tuesday morning when I go to work, some Tuesday mornings it starts, and some Tuesday mornings it doesn't start.
Why would you need consistency with something like that?
Right. So last week, my husband drove me to work all week. And I'm like, just because. I'm like,
no reason, just because.
Yeah, because we just kept forgetting or running out of time to
you see what I got some basically they're jumper cables that you can plug into the mains, so you just attach them to the battery and leave it on for an hour or two and just do that.
yeah so that we need to get one of those. So we did that this morning, and then I had a meeting with Terry Kottman about teaching some classes for her organization. And then I've been really lazy the rest of the afternoon. It's been lovely.
Perfect. And I believe after this, you and I might even be doing a chat for my channel.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realised I've taken all the brand. Speaking of which, we should have our names, shouldn't we? Show display names. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna do that thing.
We're going to do that thing. So yeah, so we'll do the recording and then I'll probably put it up on either tomorrow or Wednesday. So anybody watching, if they want to see me and Erica talk about RPG therapy as opposed to just writing, but we'll be talking about writing as well, I should imagine. Go down to the RPG therapist and watch us geek out for a little while.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing tags on, is it Friday?
Yes, Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, we're presenting on Friday, and then I'm presenting with my friend JD on Saturday. We're doing Grief and Dungeons and Dragons. Him and I are.
And you and I are doing the fictional frame, basically.
Yeah, storytelling.
Sorry?
Storytelling,
but in therapy, you know. But it had to have a really pretentious name, otherwise I couldn't write a book about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's going to be basic. Again, I was just geeking out about two things we love: helping people and being utter total nerds.
Yeah.
The only way it isn't 100% perfect is that we won't be getting paid for it.
Yes.
Come on, Josue. Come on.
Yeah.
Do you think we're doing this out of the goodness of our hearts? I mean,
we're the ones who keep putting in proposals for the stuff that we don't get paid for.
I'm currently in the middle of putting in proposals for panels for San Diego Comic-Con. So I've just put one about Gundam and trauma. Do you know Gundam?
I know what Gundam is. I don't know much about it.
It is just giant robots fighting wars. But hard. I mean, the main characters get put through it. Put it this way: the storytellers don't shy away from PTSD. It is, yeah. So, nope. And I've just had a message from Ember saying that she isn't going to be here for 15 minutes or so. So let's do the card and then talk about other stuff. So then, this is the Infinite Wisdom of the Chakras deck, which I've shown Erica, and the art, as you can see, absolutely stunning. But I'm a bit lukewarm. The booklet is a bit rambly. The one that arrived today is the Seasons of the Witch in Bulk Oracle, which you don't like as much because it's wintry. But I like
that deck. But you said that there's like every season.
Oh yeah, there's tons of them. Yeah, but I mean, this is the only one of these I have. But in fact, I think I've decided I'm just doing this one because I want to get it out and show it off slightly. Because it's arrived earlier, and the cards have shiny edges.
I love that.
Blue shiny edges.
I wonder if all the seasons have a different color of shiny edge.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We need to get them all now.
But yeah, exactly. So I'm just thinking, yeah, and it's really thick cardstock as well. Let's use these then. Okay. Banana Predator, welcome. Thank you for joining us. You have just reached in time for our our Streamly Oracle/Tarot reading. So we are going to see what the cards divine for us in terms of our reading. What we're going to do.
You know what I found? This is pertinent. I like to keep track of what cards we draw and kind of like reflect on them. I just think that that's fun. I found a free tarot card journal thing which is just like it's a fillable template. But it's like that was fun. So I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna fill it out.
Okay, I like. Oh, so we've now got Banana Predator and we've got TR Beb. Hello, welcome. You've just joined us in time for our card read. Ooh. And we've just drawn Forged in the Fire. Forged in fire, not in the fire. Your strength was crafted through adversity, a mastery only you behold. Let me just find page 21. And it just opened at the exact right page. So I think we've been told that this was the right card for us. So keyword, mastery of a skill, completion of a task, detail-oriented. Metalsmithing is a centuries-old practice that has literally been honed in fire over countless generations. A master smith knows quality work is in the details and will spend hours refining to create a superior product. A smith was a sacred part of a community, especially during ancient times of constant war. Blades, axes, and armor could make or break a soldier in battle, so taking shortcuts could have deadly consequences. This card guides you to look at the smaller details rather than focusing on the bigger picture. It can mean you're taking too many shortcuts or are in need of additional skills, tools, or education before moving forward with your plans. In the rare instances this card falls out of the deck in a reverse, it means you are too focused on perfectionism and need to allow yourself space to grow and improve with time. Aim for perfection, but don't obsess over it. Additionally, it can mean missing out on something because you're waiting for circumstances to be perfect. Know that the day may never come, and it is better to have tried than missed out altogether. Okay. Okay. How do we interpret that?
For me, it kind of comes down to the that very last line.
Which one? I've forgotten.
It's better to have
tried than missed out altogether.
Yeah. Like, give it a shot.
Yeah. Because, I mean, at the end, being writers automatically is often referred to as being wordsmiths.
Yeah.
It's all about making sure you work out the kinks, make sure you get it right, but as it's saying, I'm always saying hide behind the next draft. I'm often so make sure you get it right, but then focus on the details. And yeah, I like that. I mean, considering that's the first card drawn from this particular deck, that was quite pertinent. I thought.
I like that a lot.
Oh, we got. Oh, crikey! Sorry, the chat's being quite busy. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean
to.
Well,
I don't know. Some of it.
Yeah, a bit weird.
Yeah.
But hi there, Trezoru.
Yes, hi, Yeah, I mean, even like some of the stories like that I read, I'm just like, sometimes I feel like I could tell a better story than that, and those people have put it out there for people, like they've put it out there, and I haven't yet published anything that way. Now I've put lots of stories out there in the fan fiction world, and some of it isn't for everyone, and some of it is going to hit the mark, and some of it people are really going to like, and some are not. I mean, some people are just not going to like it. So yeah.
I read a really good article in the FT over the weekend. Financial Times, sorry. Was it the Financial Times? I can't remember. I read an article about putting in the joy of writing quote unquote unpublishable stories. Just how don't guys, there's weirdness going on in the chat. Can we not? Because I don't want to have to turn the chat off. I've never had to do that before. Let's just
Yeah, I agree.
But yes, it's just talking about how being, just writing random stuff for the sake of it can be really freeing, and not having to worry about it, just enjoy.
Yeah. And just writing what you want to write. And I think it goes back to, and I think we've said this, I can't remember, it's been a few weeks, I think we were talking about our like who we write for. And as long as you are enjoying what you are writing and you're writing somewhat for yourself, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And yeah.
But yes, Chaz, write what you love and find those who love it too, for sure.
That's a beautiful way of putting it.
Well, and the people who...
Oh, here we go. Amber's here as well.
The people who do love what you put out there will find it.
Hi, yeah.
Sorry, I had to...
Got no sound, lovely.
Oh. Now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was covered in paint. So, I apologize. But I made it. And my office is destroyed. What were we talking about?
So we've just done... So I got a new Oracle deck and just drew cards all about wordsmithing and... Well, smithing, it was saying, but not getting too caught up in the details, but at the same time not losing sight of the bigger picture. And I think we've interpreted it as just write whatever the hell you want to write, but don't get lost in the details, but at the same time don't get too obsessed with the bigger picture.
That's a toughie. I hear what you're saying, but I'm like, how do we phrase that in a way that's like, I'll have a think. So anyway, what was the card specifically?
It was.
It was very pretty.
Yeah, they've got metallic blue edges.
Ah.
It was forged in fire.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So are we guilty of getting caught in the details of the wordsmithing? Do we want to admit to that?
So for me personally, I tend to focus on the bigger picture to begin with, and then the smaller details later on. Yeah, as in, for me, the later drafts are for these smaller details. But being as I haven't written much of late, generally, I'm like, yeah.
Same though.
Yeah, same. I mean, I write how it sounds best to me, and then I have people who do the details for me.
Oh, like editors?
Yes. Because that is not my strong suit, and I know that's not my strong suit. And if I tried, like, I had asked my friend once who edited my fan fictions for me. I asked her because of the probably out of 100 like suggested changes, I bet 90 of them were commas.
Oh,
And
really?
I asked her, I said, do you want me to learn the rules of commas? And she said, do you want to? And I said, no, that sounds like torture. She said, then don't.
Don't do it.
I suck at commas, and I know that. I put them where I think they should go, and that's not where they go.
You see, my problem with commas is I have in my mind what I've been taught, but also what feels right. And I was taught to basically put commas absolutely everywhere, and there are just too many of the damn things. I know that whenever I read somebody who puts commas where I would put them, it drives me up the wall because there are just too damn many of them. But at the same time, I went to school. They told me to do certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then she'll
jinx.
sometimes put a semicolon, and I'm like, nope, we need a whole different sentence, because when I'm reading that, it throws me off, and I don't want that there.
Yeah,
So
I use semicolons all the time. I overuse semicolons.
I love them. I forgot my water. Give me 1 second. Ooh.
No,
Ooh.
I get it. So that's why I have people who do the detail work for me, which I'm very grateful and thankful for.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to focus. I'm sorry if I'm distracted today. I have had one of those days where I've just been one step behind absolutely everything. And so now we've got a particularly active chat, which is lovely, but at the same time, oh my God, I've got to talk and look at people talking.
It's okay.
Oh, I know, but I'm also trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing after this, and then what I'm doing after that, and then, so it's just...
Well, after this, me and you are just going to geek out for a little bit, so that's fine.
Oh no, yeah, but then it's been a day. So let's Chaz. So Chaz, I think where you love and find those. Yes, very much. I'm so sorry, Chaz. I do not mean to ignore you. I'm having a day. All these damn rules, like show don't tell. Exactly. I mean, show don't tell unless you need to tell.
Sometimes I just want to tell. Sometimes I just want to tell you.
Exactly.
If I just want to say that this person cheats at cards,
They cheat at cards. Absolutely.
Yeah,
you don't need to spend 3 pages. I mean, this is the whole.
I'm not setting up a card game scene. Sorry.
We could spend. Who was it? Who was talking about how somebody was talking about Tolkien's description of a bridge.
Oh, that's me. That's my favorite. That's my favorite gripe about Tolkien.
Yeah.
It's the dang bridge.
We don't need to see the bridge, mate. Just tell us they crossed the bridge.
No, it's fine. We saw the bridge, but then we had to talk about who built the bridge, and the son of the person who built the bridge, and the great-grandfather of the person who built the bridge, and the big town meeting they had about building the bridge, and the kind of wood that the bridge was built out of, and it just... We were crossing a bridge to go somewhere. We're going somewhere.
Oh, sorry. So, Kaidmon, again, apologies. Don't mean to ignore you. I'm having a senior moment. When you say how to join the conference, do you mean to join this, or is there a conference?
Was it tag? We may have been talking. I don't think we were talking about tags at that point.
Were we talking about tags? Clarify what you mean by conference, because
I can probably speak to that. I think.
So do you mean the stream?
Yeah.
At the moment, this is just members only, simply because we are extremely young and new to this.
Yes.
And terrified about meeting new people. You can reach out to us if you want to email our thing. If we have details, we have contact details.
Jen is the keeper of the keys. You can just message the IWF on Twitch, or one of us on Twitch. because
Yeah.
we're very responsive to that. I was going to say we have had community members who have been around for a long time join us.
Yes.
So Ocelot came on, things like that. So the best way to join us is to just stick around and poke us a lot, and then eventually we'll
absolutely.
yield to you if you're a nice person.
But yeah, so apologies. It's just we are just finding our feet. So just be nice to us, poke us as many times as you need to, and we will be. Whereabouts are you? UK or? Because it's and yeah, Chaz is the most terrifying out there. Oh, God.
So terrifying. So terrifying.
If I had to guess, I would say that I would want Chaz on my side in a bar fight. Like, I feel like Chaz would have some, if they're not brawny and throwing people across tables, they're, putting ice cubes on the floor to slip people. Something like that. I think they're on my team.
I get that feel.
They give me a scrappy vibe.
I mean, especially if they wrote 3 sonnets in one day, which is just mental.
I don't think I've written a single sonnet ever. So yeah.
Just somebody talk, please, because I am not. Somebody needs to talk, and I will just respond.
Cademan, I think, asked earlier, hopefully I'm saying that right, because I tend to butcher words and names a lot. I apologize. What we all write. So I write what did we decide that was? High fantasy? I write high fantasy, and also romance. So yes, that's what I write: high fantasy and romance.
We have a lot of sci-fi and fantasy writers here.
Yeah, I think the quote unquote genre authors, we tend to be the more try to find the community people. I think if you're literary fiction or thriller writing and stuff like that, they tend to be a bit more real worldy. They actually go out and have friends, whereas we we need to find our friends across the world.
I think that's true. Who else is going to wax lyrical about dragons with us?
Indeed.
And tarot cards.
And I keep getting emails from Kickstarter saying, "Don't worry, we have got your card. These cards are on the way." Oh no, yes, these cards are always on the way. Oh yeah, you remember these cards that you completely remember backing? Yeah, they're on the way. Most of the emails I get on one of my accounts is Kickstarter. Whenever you hear giant testicle monsters are tied, that is probably something from Kickstarter. Yeah, absolutely, Joe. That's why because you get to stab things and also cast spells, robots and magic.
That's actually a take on Xenogears, the PlayStation 1 game. Okay, crickets. I'm gonna drink my water and.
No. Say it again, because that rings very vague bells. Tell me more.
I think I've mentioned it once before, and you got excited because it's about giant mech robots.
Yes.
And then people who wield magic.
Yes, thank you, Jesus.
They have like a dual combat system where you are on foot and you have your like little sprites and they do their little magic thing like Final Fantasy, but then you have like these big 3D mech fights.
Yes.
With crazy combos, and it's tough.
I remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I'm half an hour behind the conversation.
Okay. Robots and
You also call high fantasy for world building fantasy. Yeah, I would say, because that's secondary world fantasy, isn't it? So I think that's what we decided qualifies as high fantasy, is you create another world, and that's
yes. I believe that was one of the qualifications. That was the big word that I was looking for in my brain. For what high fantasy was in the one site that I found with the very long descriptions of like the 500 different types of genres you can write in.
fantasy itself had like 18 subgenres,
Yes.
which I still can't wrap my head around.
Yes, it was a lot.
Are those just for publishing? Is that what that's for? Like,
I would
I
imagine yes.
like a book diagnostic criteria for how to market it, and
I would guess yes.
because yeah, I don't think people like start at a book being like, I'm gonna make this whatever it was, like grim dark well, I guess maybe, I don't know. Gen Z can like come out and at me. Please tell me I'm wrong.
Or just like knowing, I mean, I guess it would be helpful with probably marketing and knowing who to gear it towards, like, you know, maybe that is not my my strong area.
We don't work in publishing. That's
No,
okay.
I'm just gonna, you know, when my books are done, and be like, hey, I wrote this thing, and you know, if you want to check it out, here's how you can get it. That's
Yeah.
gonna basically be my marketing, because that's all I know how to do.
That's why you come to me and I'll help you.
I mean, yes, that's probably going to be a thing, because
It'll be a fun project. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm ignoring the chat again. So, Codemon, I'm from the UK. Erica, well, the rest of the IWF is US based.
I could start doing my terrible British accent.
Go for it, please.
And
do.
we're all across the US. We're there. What, we got 2 East Coasters, and then I'm Midwest, and then we got West Coaster too.
Yay, California. That's why I'm in a beanie and a t-shirt. We don't know how to dress out here. It's 62 degrees. Like, what do I do? I don't know. It's sunny. Yeah.
It was 91 here yesterday.
That's just a nightmare.
It was ridiculous.
God
Anyway.
save the Queen. I actually don't know how to sing God Save the Queen.
I don't. Well, largely because we don't have God Save the Queen anymore, because it's God Save the King now. But
No.
no.
Just not as romantic.
No, you're absolutely right. Oh, I bet.
Is it because of the 18 different subgenres?
Oh, is that what happened, Chaz?
So
that passed me by completely, that bit.
Did we forget to sing it that day? Is that what happened? We didn't sing the song and she dropped dead? It's our fault.
Almost certainly what happened. Yeah, it's entirely our fault. Yeah. Saying that, I don't think we hadn't met by that point, so that'd be what it was.
Oh.
You know, so that's what it was. We hadn't met, and therefore that was enough to kill her. I think so. My to Tuppen's worth is until recently, you know, fantasy included fantasy and science fiction. Everything, it was, you shoved those things that you didn't understand into the same, and horror as well. Then somebody somewhere realized that those 3 aren't the same genre.
Right.
And then somebody else realized that actually those genres are also split up amongst things. And when do you stop? When do you stop splitting up?
I guess to divide the market and get more directly to them, because there's such a proliferation. I mean, think back in the day, it was Lord of the Rings and Star Trek, and then Star Wars came along later, but there was not that much like pop fantasy and sci-fi happening. I apologize for Murphy's cameo. I just realized he's dying and I'm not in this room anymore, so I'm just going to tend him gently while we talk. Poor Murphy. He just needs water, but he's dripping on me. He's very...
Yeah, I would agree, Chaz. It's because there are just so many different, just again, back in the day, you had the really well-known pieces like Lord of the Rings, like, you know, Conan the Barbarian, Earthsea, and then you had everything else, which was nobody had ever heard of, and it just got dumped in the corner. And maybe you'd find it, maybe you wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think the Lord of the Rings movies were kind of the big shift, because then all of a sudden everybody loved fantasy, and suddenly lots more people realized that you could write stories about swords and dragons and have them be popular.
It turns out it's really fun to engage in stories that have dragons and swords in them. The thing that we, the nerds, knew the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
that. You know, but
Sometimes I feel a little sore about it. I'm like, you guys used to make fun of me. But it's all right. I forgive them.
oh, Caveman has a very good question. Okay, what is the oldest book you have?
Like, as of publication date, or just like the crustiest, oldest book that we own? Personally.
Yeah, I don't. I'm going to have to find mine because it's behind me somewhere. But I will show it to you. But yeah, I'm with Chaz actually. Yeah, when something becomes really popular, the fact that it was yours for a while, and it's like, no, keep your hands off it. You can't play with my toy.
I only get like that when it comes to commercialization. So I guess in like Japan, there are like ramen noodle commercials with Cloud and Sephiroth. And I'm like, I have a tattoo of Cloud on my arm. Like, that is sacred. Don't put it in a commercial. Ugh. But I love that more people like Final Fantasy VII now than used to before Remake. That just means that there's more availability of cool Final Fantasy VII stuff for me to do. And it's more likely that the Distance Worlds concert will come nearby and all that cool stuff. So I say welcome. Welcome to my fandom. Hashtag not a toxic fan.
Yeah, I'm like, if I can get more stuff, like more of the stuff that I like, then I'm totally cool with it.
The problem is, it's like with Star Wars, the amount of rubbish that's come out. I mean, I am not a Star Wars fan personally, but I saw a fantastic meme the other day where a duck had sat down with its child to watch the original Star Wars trilogy, and then said, oh, those 3 films are amazing. Are there any more? And then a panel of silence, followed by no. And
that's all. Yeah.
Well,
so
and if you like, okay, for me, who I never watched the original trilogy until I met my husband, because our deal was, I mean, he was almost named Luke Sky. Okay, our last name is Walker, which, I mean, if you...
no.
my
His parents were going to do that to him.
His dad wanted to. His mom vetoed it.
I do not blame her.
Bless
guy
my
would have
mother.
had the-
But get that. So if we would have had another child, another girl, we were going to name her Sky. So her name would have been Skywalker. But so like, I had never seen any of them. I didn't have this big attachment to it. So when the new ones came out, I was like, these are kind of cool. Like, they're fun. They're entertaining. I didn't have the attachment to it that my husband did, who grew up with Star Wars. Mm-hmm. So he has very mixed feelings about everything Star Wars. Like, we have Star Wars Trivial Pursuit that he would play. It was him against a room, and he would still win.
And why not?
It's impressive.
So he knows all the things. Yeah. But I can also get where he's coming from.
I'm not going to wade into the hazardous waters of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just
So
I'm
just to
afraid.
pick up on Codeman's. So he's got something, but by Dennis Pitts from 1975, a year younger than themselves. Chaz has one from the 1890s to 1900s.
Well, I can't
but
beat that.
you can, because I can anyway.
I was gonna say this is my dad's, but 1975.
A life-size model of the Millennium Falcon. Between you and me, if you can afford a life-size model of the Millennium Falcon, you are richer than I am. So, hi, Chaz, can we become friends?
What if we convince Elon Musk to do that? And then he'll get preoccupied and he'll stop bothering everyone. Just be like, Elon, what humanity needs is a life-size Millennium Falcon.
There we go.
I can't think of anything the world needs more than that, frankly. I mean,
And he would go,
go.
attempt it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is the oldest book I have. It is The History of the Battle of Agincourt by Sir H. Nicholas. Published and printed in 1833.
Okay, yeah, I can't beat that. It's written by a knight.
No, and the first page, there is a message to the king. There we go. I'll read it.
Please do.
To the king in all capitals. Sire, it is with profound sentiments of duty, veneration, and gratitude that I presume to lay at your majesty's feet a revised and improved edition of the history of the Battle of Agincourt and of King Henry V's expedition into France in the year 1415. The lively interest which your majesty has always evinced in the martial glory of England induces me to hope that an account of one of the most memorable events in her annals may be honoured with your majesty's gracious favour and protection. I am, sire, your majesty's most humble and dutiful subject and servant, N. Harris Nicholas, May 1833.
That is so cool.
Man, what a brown noser. Damn, put that at the beginning of your book. Like, he must have wanted more estates.
I'm thinking I might have to put that in front of a book.
What would you write in the beginning of your book to King Charles?
You see, His Majesty is very in favour of mental health. As are the Prince of Wales and his family, etc. So, actually, I'm thinking maybe I missed a trick when I put role-playing games like that. Maybe if I'd written a note directly to the king, I'd be in Buckingham Palace right now.
Now, would you address it in all caps to the king, or would you write it a little more floofily?
How else would you address it?
Dear Your Majesty. I don't know.
Well, I didn't vote for you. Bloody peasant.
You know what? Maybe I'll do it, and I'll ask for that knighthood that I've always wanted. Wait, do I have to be a UK citizen to be knighted?
I don't know. I don't think so. You can. I shouldn't have thought so.
Hold on, I'm gonna look.
Because if so, this is still an achievable dream.
You'd get very close to a sword, yeah.
Make people call me Sir Ember.
Do you need to be a citizen?
You do not. It is important to note that non-UK citizens can also be considered for an honor spelled wrong for their contribution.
No, it's spelled wrong for you. Who invented the language? Which language are we talking? Are we talking American or are we talking?
Your language is a mishmash butchered thing of Latin and German. Don't get on us.
And French. Don't forget the French. There's plenty of
Of
French
course,
there as well.
Latin is encompassing of French, Spanish, and Italian.
I would say, how does it feel to be from a German royal line? Yeah, very good. Okay, yeah, There is a fantastic television. I mean, it's not on anymore. But called Horrible Histories, which was a kid. I mean, it's a series of books, but also a kids' television series, and they had some amazing songs. They had the Blackbeard song, which was just. But there's also the Born to Rule Over You, which was the song sung by the 4 King Georges of the Georgian era. And it starts off with George the First, who took the throne of England, even though he was German, just because he was Protestant. And then George the Second, who liked to argue first with his dad and then with his son, and then George the Third, who was the mad one, and then George the Fourth, who spent everybody's money. It's a great song.
And informative.
Yeah, and informative. We conquered you for more than 1,000. Well, you nearly conquered us. You conquered most of us. There were some of us you didn't quite conquer. Come on,
Who conquered who here?
Caedmon's from Sweden, and obviously you had the Vikings. And
Sweden!
There is also a Horrible Histories Vikings song. Oh my god, the Vikings song is just so good. So good. It's got an epic guitar solo. It's just.
There are 5 seasons of that show.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. There was a movie released in theaters with a song about Boudica.
Oh, this looks lovely.
It's great. It's the most British thing you will ever see. It's got no budget whatsoever.
It looks like it has no budget at all.
It's completely taking the mickey out of everything but it clearly loves it as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's hosted by a talking rat. Sorry, a talking rat. Because who lives in the sewers of history.
That is fantastic.
On Mickey Mouse.
As I say, it is the most British thing you could ever. It's so good, so good.
Okay. Put a pin in that.
Yeah, especially ourselves. We take the mickey out of everything, but we take the mickey out of ourselves more than anything, and the French, obviously.
Everybody takes the mickey out of the French. It's okay.
Okay, I don't know what that phrase means.
Take the mickey, as in
give them a hard time.
Yeah, make fun of.
Okay.
But yeah, I love Horrible Histories. How on earth did we get on the topic of Horrible Histories?
Because that knight wrote a letter to the king in the beginning of his book, and then we kind of just went on a walk after that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Sorry, it's my fault.
No, really not your fault.
Okay.
We've got 3 ADHDers here. I think it could be anybody's fault.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I've got a lot of Scottish blood in me. I go to Glasgow frequently to see relatives. I mustn't open my mouth in some places where relatives live, because I like what teeth I have to be in my face.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Chaz will probably have heard of Rabsy Nesbitt. There was a television program in the 90s called Rabsy Nesbitt, and Rabsy Nesbitt was my granddad, even down to he just basically lived in a net vest. That was it. That was just his entire top was just a net t-shirt. That was it. It was, and got him pissed. It was just
that was an obscure British reference that I'm going to have to look up now.
You look like Rabsy Nesbitt. The first line in Rabsy Nesbitt was, "What a night, what a night. Lasted 3 days. Went out for a pound of sausages for my tea, run into a few mates. Next thing you know, it's Thursday." It's just... And you own a string vest. Chaz, you are... brother. So yes, I have a book from 1833, which is in remarkably good nick. I mean, it
Good
has
nick.
fold-out maps and everything. And
I love a fold-out map.
if you want to make me happy, you give me a fold-out map, or a map of any kind, frankly. But
That's the thing about self-publishing is you can't just like click fold-out map on Ingram Spark. I have to do a Kickstarter for my fantasy novel. I'm not talking marketing right now.
of course not.
Nope. Murphy's not doing well, you guys.
Oh, poor
Murphy update.
Oh,
He's-
sister, of course, sister. Sorry, we've had this chat because your name is Charity. We know you. I'm so tired, guys. I'm so tired.
But that's what I like about them is that they're complicated. Because when I read a fantasy novel, I want to have a minute where I flip back to the map and go, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we've already had this
But
chat.
then it's like,
sorry.
oh no, I was gonna get. So this is my, since my character was, the keeper of all the things, and then I am the keeper of. This is all of the maps from Alana's, from our campaign, but this is our big map. And I can't put that in. Like I can't put that
yes, you
in.
can. You can and you should.
You can and you must.
Yes.
What is the point of having that if it's not going to go in the front of your book?
Yeah.
Well, I have to ask my friend, because this is not my intellectual property. This is his intellectual property.
Uh-huh. Well,
I mean, all of them are.
You could obtain permission.
Well, he actually he already gave me blanket permission to use basically
I
everything
was
that
going to say, he's a friend. He will.
But yeah, but it's like it's a dragon head.
What?
Say that again. I'm sorry. What?
It's a dragon. It's a dragon.
So it is.
That's rad.
And so, like, that is the dragon head, which is where we spent most of our campaign, was in the dragon head.
Nate.
But, like, the whole world is a dragon.
I'm sorry.
See, I was commissioned to draw a map for a friend's fantasy novel, and I drew 3 different versions of it, and he didn't put this in there. I just added it because. So there was a range of mountains in there called the Dragon Spine Mountains or Dragon Back Mountains, I think. And so I just made the mountains in the shape of a dragon skeleton. And
yeah, we had the Dragon Spine Mountains also. But this is the dragon head that he actually like burned.
He actually burned in. Oh my god.
That's rad.
That is awesome. I love that.
Yeah, so I'm sad that I missed the map conversation. But yes, I would like for big worlds, especially like the one that I am. Oh yes, he's like the very first book is gonna have a ridiculous like credit section because it is.
It just
But like for this 7, like it's gonna be 7 books, and it's a like a lot that's a whole lot of world, and it's gonna have to be
in the books.
Yeah.
For the fans.
It's gonna have to be in the books somehow.
Thank you. There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm with Caedmon. I will. You cannot over. It is not possible to overdo maps in your fantasy novel. It's just not doable. You know, it is very possible to underdo maps.
I think I'm guilty of that.
But not possible to overdo.
Oh
Sorry.
God, I have no idea.
Erica's having an existential crisis about maps.
Breathe, Erica.
Well, no. He asked,
how much is 1 centimeter of the maps? Is it like one?
like how
2 days?
how
Oh, I see.
I'd
I
have
had
to
to do
look
this
back at my
once.
notes. I'd have to look back at my notes and.
Amber, you went, oh my God, don't make
What'd
me.
you have to do?
Oh, I calculated distances and then made like a scale map at one point based on how quickly you could travel X number of miles per day on horseback. I had a crisis one month, like 10 years ago, where I was like, I have to do all of it and make sure it all makes sense because I don't want to have Game of Thrones syndrome, which wasn't that at the time. But yeah,
What's Game of Thrones syndrome?
By the 8th season, they're just traveling willy-nilly up and down a map that used to take characters like days and days to get, from here to there.
Oh, I see.
People were like fast traveling, and the math wasn't mathing. It was just, it got.
I mean, that is probably something that the epic fantasy authors have to consider more than sword and sorcery and stuff like that. Because, so for example, the stories I write tend to happen in discrete locations, right? But if you're going to write a big epic fantasy, there tends to be a lot of travel from one place to the next to the next. So I might have a map of a town, for example, and a bigger map showing where that town is, but it doesn't really matter how far away it is from the town in the next story because you don't actually see the travel. It's just assumed that they went from one place to another. Yes, yeah. How long did it take you to do that, by the way?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay.
I mean,
that's part of the ADHD is that I fell down a rabbit hole where it had to happen, and so it happened.
That's just one of the maps from the 1833. And if they can do this in 1833, we can do this now.
Dope. That guy deserves to be a knight.
Sorry, I'm not gonna look at that because I will get distracted and I won't. Yeah, Yeah, exactly. The thing about fantasy maps that I am guilty of when I draw them, which I drew a map in real time on my channel last week.
I was gonna say, go to Dan's YouTube channel and check out his map drawing stuff. It is cool. Daniel Hand.
There's 2 videos, right? Yeah.
There's one about it, and there's just like the general some of the skills, and then I did one where I just sat down and drew a map. This map, to be more, but I can't. It's difficult because the light glares. Oh, there you go. So I show you how to draw that map quickly, and yeah. So if you want, but I'm very guilty of it as well. It's fantasy cartographers hate empty space. They won't just leave an area of white paper. So it's like, oh well, there has to be some mountains there. No, just put the pen down and walk away from the table. And also, it occurred to me, how many landlocked fantasy kingdoms do you see? Because there are just fantasy worlds everywhere are dominated by coastlines. You never see any stories, maps, which is literally just surrounded by other nations.
I have one nation in my fantasy book that I can think of that is actually landlocked. That's not very many. But I need to make use of ports.
Oh, So Charlene,
I have to move people around the map. I need port cities everywhere. Hello, Nerd Adventure. Thank you for the
Well,
nerd alert.
I think Booney was here too.
Oh, was Booney here? Oh, in that case, hello, Booney. Oh, yeah, great. I'm sorry, everybody.
Okay.
I am
I was like,
not.
I thought that was
A cute little bird too. How could you miss that? Sploosh indeed.
Sploosh indeed. Mordor's landlocked. Yeah, absolutely. It's landlocked as the place. But how many maps do you see? I mean, there is one map of Mordor in and of itself. Which I had forgotten now that you mention it. It's the topographic map. But obviously, even that, we only tend to think of Mordor in relation to the rest of Middle Earth. No, exactly. But even the map though is very recognizable from the coastline. Just me being a pedantic little so and so about things.
It's okay. You love maps. And we are at 2:00, and I have to turn into a pumpkin today.
Oh, okay. So yes. Are we going to call it a day there?
I missed the comment.
Was there a comment?
I thought that's what we were. Or are we leaving it? How much you love maps?
Because it's 10 o'clock here. Cademon is 11. Booney's here. Hello, Booney. Booney, we love you. Please.
Hello, Booney.
Get in touch. And I emailed you the other day, and I think you emailed me back, and I haven't responded to you because I am me being me, and I'm having one of those weeks. I'll email you back, and we can say stuff. I need to go and get some tea. I'm tired. I don't know if you'd noticed, my brain isn't in the right place. And now.
That's okay. I interrupt you. I'm sorry. We had a very nice chat today.
We did have a nice
Enjoy
chat.
some tea and some R&R. Well deserved.
R&R. She thinks Erica. She thinks my day's finished now.
It should be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's been an absolute pleasure. It was nice to have one where we just didn't stop. We just kind of let the world take us. It was great. It was lovely. But Kaidman, thank you. Welcome. If you want to come on, just
stick around.
Stick around for a little while. Wait for us to get a bit of confidence. Chaz, I think same, and Booney, you and I, we need to talk, and you need to come onto my channel, frankly, Booney, for a start. But we will cross that bridge when my brain allows me to.
And we won't write 3 pages about who built it.
That was very, very, very well done.
That's all I got in me.
We do stream on Fridays. We can't do this Friday. Well, Erica and I can't do this Friday because we are going to be hosting. We are going to be running a workshop about using RPGs in therapy. Well,
hold on. What time? What time?
I'm
looking to see what time.
I believe it is 2:30 your time, 3:30.
No, it's 3:30 my time.
3:30 your time.
So yeah, no. That's like right in the smack middle of this.
Chaz, everybody needs to look at Rabsy Nesbitt, just because.
All are welcome. Chat, lurk, people who eventually aspire to become one of us.
Hey, I like that, Bernie. Yeah, we'll burn the bridge with as many people on it as possible.
Oh, Dan.
What?
And on that happy note, where can we find you, Dan?
You can find me at monomythcounseling.co.uk if you are in the lookout for therapy, or if you just want to learn how to draw maps and use RPGs in therapy, you can find me on YouTube at the RPG Therapist. And of course, you could also buy role-playing games and psychotherapy, a practitioner's guides at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and wherever you get your reading material. Erica.
You can find me at ericawalkertherapy.com, Erica with a K, because that's important. And I'm also on YouTube and Twitch at RPG Play Therapy. There's not a whole lot there yet. Hopefully, there will be more coming soon.
Oh, and I'm at Robots and Magic wherever you get your internet. I do Twitch sometimes. I'm working on it.
Kate Mon, yes, is here. I think I've followed you back, but I'm not very good at the whole Twitch stuff. Jen isn't here. Jen's the Twitch expert. Well, and I think Emma's going to have to be as well. I don't know what that is, Bernie. I can't copy and paste that for some reason. That's very annoying. That was a clip.
Oh, Dan.
What?
Grandpa, no!
Man yells at cloud. Holy no.
No. What?
Well, it's called Daniel Hand's socials. I don't know if I want to look at that.
We'll look at it off stream.
But Boone Tarika Sripons, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Boonie's got a fantastic YouTube channel as well, so if you want to go in there, I can thoroughly recommend it. I am going to go and get that cup of tea, and I will speak to you all later. So yeah, we will not be here this Friday, but we will be here next Monday to talk about useless stuff. So please do come and join us, and we will. Hopefully, my brain will be in the right place. No promises.
In your head? I think you left it in the jar.
Oh, that will be it. That will be it.
Sorry, Dan.
I'm sorry, Anthony. You have just.
Nope.
No, we are leaving. I'm very sorry. Join us next Monday at the earlier hour, and we will speak to you all then. Thanks
Farewell,
so much
friends.
for joining us, guys. Bye. I'm getting out. Just get out.